This right here is Tatiana Williams. About a day before this, her and 4 others were involved in a robbery gone wrong, where one of the guys named David Washington, 27 years of age, was shot by the guy that they was robbing. It was January 23rd, 2018, when Lyntonio Quinn, Cleveland Golden, Tatiana Williams, and David Washington decided to rob the local drug dealer right in that scammy County, Florida area. And when it was attempting to rob him, the victim pulled out a gun and shot David Washington. And in Florida, this situation falls under the felony murder rule, which holds participants in certain felonies responsible for any deaths that occurred during the crime, even if they did not directly cause the death. In these interrogations, 2 of them will go down the road and say they wasn't even there.
So all 3 of them went to go rob the dude.
All right, where'd they get the guns from?
I'm not sure. I think David D already had his own, and Cleve already had his own.
Okay, now what about Lyntonio?
He didn't have one. Unless they switched.
I mean, we know he had one. So
No,
where'd he
ma'am.
get it from?
He didn't. He ain't have one. Like, the only 2 people that had one was Cleve and David D. And that's on my baby. My dead baby.
So the other night, when I talked to you, I told you that he was wanted, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And here we are today, over there at that house on Citrus, your mama's house. And he's over there, all right?
I was talking to him like you asked me to, trying to get him to turn himself in,
Mm-hmm.
like you asked.
Okay. I mean, he's putting you in that bad position again with your
Yeah.
kids, right?
Yes, ma'am, and I got court today for my kid.
What time do you have court today?
12:30.
At 12:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you might not be making it today. It just depends how long this takes. That's
Okay.
all up to you.
Okay.
How you wanna handle this today.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
You know, I expect the truth from you.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think that we got the truth the other day. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
right?
She would still continue to lie throughout this first half of this interrogation and say she wasn't there.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about Tuesday again. All right, and I want you to be completely honest
Okay.
with me, because I understand that we're talking about a murder investigation.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And if you tell me a lie in a murder investigation, you can get charged for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And not only that, but you being with him today, and I've got information that you've been with him the whole time. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes.
You can get charged for that too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You got 6 kids.
Yes.
You need to worry about yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to worry about your own freedom.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we're going to be honest. All right. So let's talk about Tuesday. What did you do Tuesday morning when you woke up?
Went to the Social Security Board where I went to Trumanon's apartments first to pick up my friend, and then we went to the Social Security Board.
At what time?
Around 8 or 9 maybe.
Okay. And what building did you pick your friend up?
In G building.
And who's your friend?
I said you
Okay. And how long were you down at Social Security?
about 2 hours.
Who was with you besides Ocelia?
Lyntonio.
Okay. And after y'all went to Social Security, then where'd you go?
Back to Trumanon's apartments.
Okay. What apartment were you at?
G.
Where'd
G
y'all
building.
park at?
By the street, the first parking lot by the road.
Okay. And when you got back to TA, then what did you do?
Went to check my kids out of school.
Okay. And that was at which school?
S.L. Jones.
All right. So you go back to TA. How long were you there before you went and got your kids?
About maybe an hour.
Okay.
Also.
Did you walk around? Were y'all outside socializing?
Just outside, yes.
Okay. Now, when you were outside, who'd you see outside?
Lyntonio, David, and Cleveland, whatever, Cleve.
Okay. And what was Lyntonio wearing?
I can't remember. Black pants, I think, or red. I can't remember what he had on.
Okay. And what was Cleveland wearing?
Security shirt.
Okay.
And I don't know what color pants he had on.
All right. And what about David D?
I don't know.
Describe the security shirt.
It's black and white, and it got security written on the back of it.
Okay. Now, whenever y'all were out there just socializing, you, David D., Lyntonio, and
Ocelia.
Cleveland.
Yes.
Ocelia was with you?
Yes.
Okay. And where were y'all at specifically?
Sitting by the car.
And your car was parked where?
By the road.
And you guys were by your car or
Yes.
somebody else's car?
By my car.
All right. Now, was that over by G Building or a different
Yes.
building?
G building.
Okay. And how long do you think that you guys were out there?
Maybe an hour or so.
Okay. Everybody just kind of talking, hanging out,
Yes, ma'am.
you know, just cutting up. Anybody else out there come by, stop, chat, anything like that?
No, ma'am. Not that I remember.
Okay. And then at that point, what time do you think it was?
Around. You talking about before I picked the kids up or after?
Yeah, when did you left there after being there about an hour? You went and got your kids. What time do you think that was?
It was around 12 maybe. Because I had to be at work at 2.
Okay. And so you left. Who was in the car with you?
Me and Lyntonio.
Okay. Did you take your car?
Yes.
All right. And who was driving?
Lyntonio.
And you were in the passenger seat?
Yes.
Okay. So y'all went and got the kids. Then what'd you do after that?
Went back to Truman Arms.
Did you go straight back or did you
Yes.
stop anywhere?
We went straight back, I believe.
Okay. And which kids did you have with you at that point?
Elijah, Ty, and Heavenly.
Are they all the older ones?
Yes.
Okay. And so you went back to TA. What time do you think you got back there?
Around 12:30, maybe 1.
Okay. And then where'd you go at TA?
Back to Ocelia house.
All right. And who was at Ocelia's house?
Nobody but her and her kids.
Okay. What'd Lyntonio do?
He dropped me off at work after we sat out there for a minute, and then he
Well,
kept.
hold on. You sat out at TA for a minute?
Yes.
What'd y'all do at TA?
Nothing, just sitting outside talking.
Sitting outside talking kind of
Yes.
like before? People
Yes.
come up. Hey.
Yes,
Who came
ma'am.
up?
Baby D, I believe.
All right. So David D comes up.
Yes, ma'am.
Then who?
Cleve.
Okay. Where's Clee stay?
I don't know where he stayed. He just be in TA sometimes.
You know how he got there?
No, ma'am. He was already out there.
He's already out there?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so it's you, Ocelia, Cleve, David D, and Lyntonio.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Anybody
And the
else?
kids.
And the kids. Anybody else?
No.
And at that point, was Cleve still wearing that security shirt?
Yes.
Okay.
What's Cleve's last name?
Golden, something like that.
How long
Golden.
have you known Cleve?
I haven't known them that long. Probably about 2 years, maybe.
Now, how do you know Cleve?
He used to talk to my cousin.
Which cousin?
Shabrika.
Okay. Now, is he somebody's baby daddy?
Yes.
Whose baby daddy is that?
I don't know the girl, but he got a baby by Lyntonio's sister too, but he got another baby by some other girl.
Okay.
But I only know
Is she
one.
pregnant or is she?
I believe she pregnant.
If you saw a picture of her, would you know her?
Yes, probably.
Okay. Do you recognize this person?
Yes.
Who is that?
That's Cleve.
Need you to sign it.
Right there. Sign your name.
Yes, ma'am.
Put today's date, January 26th.
Thank you.
Okay.
And that's the person that you know is Cleve,
Yes.
and wearing the black security
Yes.
shirt.
All right. So then you guys are out there just kind of hanging out, talking. Everybody's socializing, having a good time. What's the conversation that's being had?
Excuse me. Just talking about the kids' checks and stuff, because my best friend was trying to help me get 2 of my kids' checks on.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really just like me and her talking, and he was talking to Cleveland.
Okay. Did Lyntonio take your car to go anywhere?
Yes.
Where did he go?
I'm not sure. I just know he dropped me off at work and he told me he went back to Truman Arms.
Lyntonio never dropped her off at work, and they was actually together during the whole time.
And also, the car that y'all took over there is financed, and they got a GPS tracker on that car, so we can put you there. We know you're there on surveillance. So if you want to try that bullshit that you weren't there and you got people there, that shit ain't gonna work. Ain't nobody gonna stand up in court for you and tell that bullshit when we got you on video.
We've got you on video trying to load him up in that car.
And we got your people looking at the video saying, that's Pooh right there. I know that's Pooh because I've grown up with him all my life.
After David was shot, they attempted to put him in the car, but couldn't, so they left him to die at the scene.
Okay? So, we can stop with all that bullshit that you weren't there. We know Pooh's there. Okay? And if you're going to try that, you're on a sinking ship, cuz. And you'll spend the rest of your life in prison. Because all these other jokers are going to get up there and say, man, this is what happened. It was up to this, we went over there, this happened. So, if you want to go down on that shit, you sinking.
But if I still ask for a lawyer and then I tell the whole truth, what happened, I'm still get, what, life sentence, 2 life sentences?
2 life sentences. For what?
No, I'm just saying, for example, if I get me a lawyer and I still tell y'all the truth, I'm going to still end up getting charged with more than
Well,
what
you know what the thing is, Pooh, is you need to show some remorse and not come in here and try to say, I wasn't there, I don't know nothing about nothing, because that's horse shit. We know it's horse shit. We got you on video. The only thing that you can do, that you can get yourself out of prison, is go in there and say, you know what, I take responsibility for my actions. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. It went sideways, but this is what happened. This is my fault. This is my responsibility. But you know what?
If I tell y'all, can I still get a lawyer? If I tell y'all right now, can I still get?
Yes, that's your
attorney?
right. That's your constitutional right to have an attorney before we talk to you. Okay?
And
We're
I'm
gonna
be
take
honest,
you.
when all that shit happened before, I promise God I didn't know none of that shit was gonna happen. All I know is he told me, he said, man, we finna go ahead and buy some weed. That's all I fucking know. As soon as we got there, next thing I know, Cleve Gordon Jr., he the one picked up the pistol on that man. I just thought it was just for us. We were finna buy some weed and leave.
Do you want to talk to us about it without a lawyer present? We'd be more than happy to sit here and talk with you about it. And what
Well, how
we know
long would I
about
have to wait on the lawyer?
Huh?
How long would I have to wait on the lawyer?
You got one in mind that you can call. But by law, we cannot talk to you
Can y'all
about.
appoint me with an attorney?
You're gonna have to go to court first to be appointed an
It
attorney.
doesn't work that way. So, right. So, you guys are out there socializing, and then at some point you gotta leave,
Yes,
and you go where?
to work.
Where's work?
Waterburgers,
Which one?
Burgess,
Okay. And you go there at what time?
2.
And
I got
How-
dropped off around 150.
how'd you get there?
The car, Lyntonio.
Okay, so Lyntonio drove you, or you
Yes.
drove him? And then you
I
got
drove
switched.
him. Yeah,
You drove him and then switched?
yes.
Okay, so he took your car. Anybody else in the car with you?
No, ma'am, not that I remember.
Okay. And did he say where he was going?
No, he
Okay.
just told me he was going back to CA because my kids was out there too.
Okay. And so how long were you at Whataburger?
To after 4.
Till after 4?
Yes, around
Okay.
5.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
Yes,
Okay. Remember what I told you about honesty?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And about lying to me during an investigation, a murder investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
You can get charged for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you think that I didn't go back to Whataburger and get your time clock?
I know you did.
Exactly. Why are you lying to me about that?
I'm not, because when I left, we went back to TA.
I mean, that doesn't make sense. That's not even explaining why you lied to me about how long you were there.
It was around 2. I clocked in where I tried to clock in. Okay. I tried to clock in at 2. Their computers was down. So I guess since I was being in training, I had to work on the computer first. So after that, I went back to TA.
Okay,
because I couldn't work.
just stop. Just stop. Okay? You weren't there until after 4.
No, ma'am.
Okay? I've confirmed that with them. So stop digging a deeper hole for yourself. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If you come out and you tell me the truth and be straight with me,
Okay.
all right, we have no problems.
Yes, ma'am.
But you start lying to me and going down that road, and there's nothing I can do to help you anymore,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? This is not worth you losing your freedom
Yes, ma'am.
and losing your kids, all 6 of them.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to stop worrying about covering for him and his bullshit.
Yes, ma'am.
He's going to prison for the rest of his life. Okay? So whether you want to sit down there with him, that's up to you.
No.
You sit
I
in
don't.
here and talk this bullshit, you're going to go with him.
I don't.
So you better get right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you were there for how long at Whataburger? Because I already know the answer.
It's about 30 minutes, maybe.
Okay. And did Lyntonio just stay there in the parking lot?
Yes.
All right. And then you leave Whataburger and you
And go
go.
back to Terminals.
Okay. All right. Now, here's where we get real serious.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. From this point on, you tell me everything, and we can get through it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we can get through it. If you're honest with me, I'm gonna be right there helping you.
Yes, ma'am.
But you tell me a lie and tell me some bullshit, and there's nothing I can do for you anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you went back to TA with Lyntonio, and then what?
They drove off.
Who drove off?
Lyntonio now.
Lyntonio.
Lyntonio,
Who?
Cleveland, and David D.
And what were they going to do?
Rob somebody.
Okay. Now, how do you know that?
He told me.
Who told you?
Lyntonio.
The crazy part is that she actually went with him to rob him too. She would continue to say that she didn't go with him until she got caught in a lie.
Why is he gonna go rob somebody?
I guess because we needed money for the bills so we can move. And he was like, that's his only option to get money for the bills.
Now, why were they gonna go over and rob that person?
I'm not sure. I guess because he had a lot of money.
Now, has Lyntonio been hanging out with that boy over there?
Yes.
Okay. Now, who is that?
I don't know his name. I think it's like Stefan something.
Okay. Did he hang out with him that day that you know of?
Not that I remember. No, ma'am. He probably went over there before.
Why do you say that?
Because he used to buy drugs from him. And the boy used to buy stuff from him.
Alright, so they were both kind of
Yes.
buying stuff from each other,
Yes, ma'am.
like you got some, you
Yes,
got
ma'am.
some, it's sort of a mutual thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when they left, is Cleve still wearing that security shirt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you remember what Lyntonio was wearing?
No, ma'am. I don't.
Okay. And what about David D?
No. He said he had on red pants, I believe. Antonio said he had on red pants.
Now, were they talking about their plan while you were standing there?
No, not at first. They started talking about it like after I came back from Whataburgers.
Mm-hmm. And what were they saying?
Now he was just like, Antonio was just telling David D that he got a leg and asked him did he want to go with him to hit the leg. And Cleve was like, I go too.
Okay.
And so all three of them went to go rob the dude.
All right. Where'd they get the guns from?
I'm not sure. I think David D already had his own, and Cleve already had his own.
Okay. Now, what about Lyntonio?
He didn't have one, unless
Well,
they switched.
I mean, we know he had one. So
No,
where'd
ma'am.
he get it from?
He didn't. He ain't have one. Like, the only two people that had one was Cleve and David D, unless they switched. And that's on my baby, my dead baby.
They stopped picking anybody else up.
No, sir, not that I know of. I think it was just them three.
Who was driving the car?
One of his friends, I believe.
One of whose friends?
Lyntonio friends.
Who?
I'm not sure. He didn't tell me who was driving.
Now, when you saw them get in the car, your car, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then leave, where was everybody sitting?
David D was in the passenger side.
The front passenger?
Yes.
Okay.
Cleve was in the back, and then Lyntonio was driving at first.
Okay. Now, which side was Cleve on in the back?
The passenger side,
Okay.
in the back.
So he was behind Cleve.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So they left TA. What time do you think that was?
Around 4 maybe.
About 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what time did they come back to TA, or did you end up finding them somewhere else, meeting up with them somewhere else? What happened?
Yes, I ended up meeting up with them
Okay. How'd
by
that
my
happen?
house.
How'd you get there?
My friend,
Which friend?
Charles.
Who?
Charles
Charles who?
Nixon.
Charles Nixon?
Yes.
Is that going to be your...
Well, no. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Bradley.
No.
This is where she would start to get caught in a lie, even though the police already knew the truth.
He came and picked me up. I didn't meet up with them.
Do what?
He came and picked me up. I didn't meet up with them. I'm thinking about the day before that.
Are you really thinking about the day before that? Or
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
trying to protect Charles Nixon?
No, I'm not. I promise God on everything I love. Raise my right hand up to God.
I mean, don't lie about something
I'm not.
stupid just to
I'm
keep
not.
Charles from getting hauled in
I'm
here.
not.
That's stupid.
I'm not, ma'am. He came and picked me up.
So he came and picked you up at
Yes, ma'am.
TA from where?
Ocelia House.
Okay, so you're still there with your kids.
Yes.
And Celia and her kids.
Yes.
Anybody else come in that could vouch for that?
Her friend, probably.
Who?
I don't know the girl. I
Okay.
just know that Ocelia hang out with her.
Okay. When they come back, what time was it?
Excuse me. Around 5.
5?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you see them pull back up?
Yes.
So you were kind of outside still.
Yes,
Everybody
we
was
was-
still
yes.
doing their thing. And when they pull up, they're in the Taurus.
Yes.
And who's driving?
Lyntonio. The only one who got out, the only person I didn't see was David Washington. I was like, what happened to David? He was like, he got shot. And I was like, who shot him? And he was like, the white dude. And so after that, I asked Ocelia to ride with me to go pick up my little girl from school. Well, from daycare.
Okay. So, how much money did he throw you?
Nothing but probably about $25.
Okay. And then, did they say anything? How were they acting? Did they look?
Nervous.
Were they nervous? Were they
Yeah.
upset at all?
They was nervous. They was nervous and upset. And Antonio was just like, my cousin just got killed. And I was like, how you know he did? And he was like, he tried to put him in the car to help him. But I guess they couldn't fit him in the car, so they left.
We have video
Yes.
from the scene.
From what scene?
From the scene of the murder. We've got video.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And we know that it wasn't just 3 people there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We know that for a fact.
We know that you were driving the car, right? You went over there with them.
I didn't go with them, but I was driving.
Yeah. You drove
Yes.
around the block while they were going to hit the lick.
Yes.
Okay.
And I parked the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
See if you can get it together for a little bit, Bubba, so we can get this off your chest and help us be able to go find Cleve so we can get him off the street before something else bad happens to somebody else.
Let's just start with...
Please
Real.
don't say my cousin name, just don't say his name.
Okay, I won't say his name. Let's just start with the easy stuff, okay? What'd you do that day?
At 11 morning, I woke up, woke my wife and kids up, woke my kids up, take them to school. Took them to school, took my baby to daycare, I dropped her off, came back home. After I dropped her off, I waited on my other kids' bus to come. I waited on their bus. Their bus came. I dropped them off at school. After I dropped them off, I went to Truman to my wife's best friend Osea house and sat out there, me and her, till it was time for her to go to work. She had to be to work at 2 o'clock. And I told her, I said, I might not have enough time to come back and pick you up. I got to pick Mariana up. Then she was like, well, I just go check out. So she went to go check Mariana out of daycare. Then I'm sitting out, well, before that, way before that, me and my cousin, no, that was after, because me and him, we were standing outside of G building downstairs, and he said he was thirsty, and my little girl said she was thirsty too. So I gave him the food stamp card. Him, my little girl, and my 2 little boys went to the store. They got something to drink and something to eat, I guess. I don't know what all was spun off the card.
Now, what time of day do you think that was?
That was about...
Was that before
It was way before.
she went to work? Okay, so it was early in the day. All right.
Then after that, me, David D, and Cleve, we was all standing downstairs smoking a cigarette. So I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. Earlier, I remember him saying something about a lick. I wasn't thinking. I thought he was talking about serving somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I left it alone. Never said nothing else about it. So I walked to the back. I go to the back. I was just walking around to my sister Deidre. I went to go talk to her. She wasn't there though. So I come back walking towards the front of Truman. And then my wife called my phone. She was like, "Babe, it's almost time for me to go to work." So I said, "All right." So I take her and drop her off at work. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't clean the car.
You gave Cleve the car when?
By 3. What time it was? By 3:30. He said, "Let me drive. We finna go get some weed." I gave him the car. Me and him, David, in the car. I'm thinking we're going to get some weed.
And where'd you go?
He made me go him in the house. He talking about, "Come on, we finna go get some weed to get served." I said, "All right." So we go in the house. I ain't see no gun on nobody until we got in the house. David D picked up the gun and hit Stefan in the head, and Cleve took his gun out. And I'm stuck. I'm like, what the fuck going on? Cleve told, "What you say?" He said, "Where you finna go?" I said, "I'm finna go. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm finna go. I got 8 kids, bro." And he snatched me by my shirt back in the house.
Who did?
Cleve, the same clothes I ran for y'all in, the same exact clothes, them red pants, and this blue shirt.
Well, who was all, besides y'all, who all was in the house, or where were they at in the house?
Stefan was standing by the door. Then
Did y'all knock on the door, just open it, or what?
I knocked on the door because I know the dude. I knocked on the door because he served me weed. So I knocked on the door. He was like, "What's up, little bro?" I was like, "Nothing. I need something to smoke." And he was like, "All right, come on in." So I come on in. Next thing I know, me and him, we talking to communicate. We finna to walk outside. All I know, David, he shut the door. Don't nobody move. I say, "Man, I ain't got time for shit, y'all know." I say, "I ain't robbing nobody. Ain't got time for that." He said, "It's too late now. It don't even matter." It's not too late, bro. I got 8 kids. Y'all don't got kids. Y'all don't look at this shit.
Well, where were the other 2 people in the house? The white girl and the white guy.
On the couch.
I don't know if they told you why you're here, but
No,
I think you already kind of know.
Yeah, I was just like, man, like I told them, I would have been turned myself in, but like I don't know what's going on. You feel me?
Okay.
Me and my old lady got into an argument Tuesday morning. I'm walking towards W Street. The 2 dudes that I used to know, David and Poo Poo. I used to know both of them. Back growing up in Postcode Village. After I jumped in the car with them, we riding. I asked him, my old lady called on the phone and asked him, "Can I go get some food for her to eat?" He said, "Well, bro, I can get you some food. I'll take you by the food place, get something to eat. Just hold up for a minute while we stop by 48 real quick." At the time we said that, he on the phone with a dude, black dude named Shannon. The people that stay in 48 at that White House on the corner. So I'm like, okay, it's all right, it's cool. Bro, we all gonna get out. All right. I said, "Man, what y'all ain't nothing crazy from going, right?" Because you know what I'm saying? Bro, y'all got me, I ain't got nothing. You feel me? Like, no, ain't nothing crazy from going, bro. Poo said, we know the dude. So they get out the car. They Smith to get out the car. He asked me to sit in the yard, stand in the yard. So I stood in the yard for a minute. 5 minutes later, I say, well, hear him say, the wild dude say, you ain't get nothing, you ain't get nothing. And I heard David like, well, you gonna give me what I want now. And I gave you my this and that right here. So I'm like, I knocked on the door. As missing me knocked on the door, David and Poo shoot out. Boom, run out the door. Like that. He said, come on. By the time before I leave, the white dude draw the gun on me. And I'm telling the white, hold up, I don't know what was going on.
Yeah. I tried to go out the door where the other white dude came in.
Came in?
It was another one. The one that shot David D.
What do you mean another one?
White dude.
I thought Stefan was in the house.
It was Stefan, the white dude and the white girl that was together, and there was another white dude that came to the house.
Did he walk up or did he drive
He
up?
drove up, and then he came in the house. Stefan was like, man, go back out the door, just go back out the door. So I'm trying to go out the door. That's when goddamn Cleet grabbed me, telling you ain't going no motherfucking well. So I'm like, man, let me go.
He said, just stay right there. So I don't have nothing going on. So by that time, David shot. Boom. When he shot, I took off. And that thing know he was just shooting, shootout.
So he didn't want to let me go. So that thing I know, the white dude pulled his gun out. He started shooting. The bullet went right past my face. I'm sitting there crying. This thing I know. I see my cousin get shot.
He's shooting inside the house, the white guy is? Or outside the house? Huh?
Outside.
Outside the house? Okay.
The bullet went right past my head as soon as I ran out the door.
Were
I
y'all
turned
running?
around, I seen my cousin fall.
Were y'all running away? Or
I was running away. I don't know what they was trying to do. I was running away for my safety. I was running.
But I told him I didn't want to have nothing to do with it. He was just like, well, just drive me. So I drove him, and he was like, is you going to park? And I was like, no. And I drove, and I went to the store.
Which store did you go to?
Happy 7.
How long do you think you were there?
Maybe 10 minutes at the most.
Okay.
Yeah, no other kind of way, man. Yeah, I'm telling you the God honest truth. If you had a video to see it, you will see that I'm telling you the truth. I don't know, like it was everybody say, it wasn't no home invasion. It wasn't no home invasion. Them people knew what was going on. But whatever they had going on inside the house, it didn't work out to the way they wanted to work out. It wasn't nobody trying to rob nobody, man. You hear me?
Well,
So,
then you tell me what was going on over
I'm
there.
telling you this. It's supposed to be a drug related deal.
Mm-hmm.
He supposed to brought this man Shannon some drugs. Well, regardless, I think Shannon didn't have no money or whatever. I don't know, whatever.
Who was supposed to bring the drugs?
David.
Okay.
And Poo was going with David.
Okay.
Bring the drugs. I'm telling you, they're not going to tell me everything because I was just, like I told you, I got into an old lady. The same room David just got me out of, that's the room I got from old lady today. Because we don't have nowhere to live. But I'm living with my family as we move around. So I don't get in trouble. I don't move around, I don't go to do all this right here. So whatever you say you see on video, you can have it on video, mama, but you ain't gonna see me doing anything because I haven't done anything wrong.
Okay. You won't be seen on video going down to load David up in the car after he's been shot?
I tried to.
Okay.
I told them I tried to.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to help him. But I don't know what's going on after that. I don't know what's going on. I tried to help him. I told the woman in the yard to call the police and ambulance. I don't know what's going on. The white man was trying to kill her.
Describe the white guy.
The white guy, he was driving a Cadillac. He drove a black Cadillac, photo Cadillac. He was at the house right here, like the corner on 48. That house right here is a black Cadillac and a red truck that was back there.
What kind of Cadillac?
A Escalade, Cadillac Escalade truck. It was white, a black truck with no tint on it.
Were they inside the house?
They was inside the house. They all walked inside the house, man. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm the only one that stayed outside.
Who walked inside the house?
David and Poo.
Mm-hmm.
They knocked on the door.
Okay.
The black dude looked out the curtain. I supposed to be, I guess it's Shannon, the black dude that he was talking to on the phone. He looked out the curtain. He let them in. I stayed outside. I smoked a cigarette, man. I'm telling you. If you watch the camera, you'll see this. I'm smoking a cigarette. As we smoked a cigarette, like I tell you, 5 minutes later after that, shoot, they shoot out the door. David turned around. Before David turned around, the white dude had the gun in my hand. He didn't shoot me because he was trembling. Like I said, I don't know what's going on, sir. By that time, David shot, found. When David shot, that was the man shot. Boom, I shot out. Like I told you, I shot out. David shot behind me. When I said, me finna go, I'm finna go. Poo-Poo and them already jumped in the car. He said, help him get in the car, bro. Help me get me in the car, bro. They shot me. Bro, they finna kill me too. I don't have no gun. They not finna kill me. So at the black woman house we was sitting at, I was already finna go, cause I'm not finna tell you no lie. I'm still finna go. I wasn't finna try to do nothing. I was so scared at the time. But me trying to help him, I tried to help him put in the car. And I told his people, them in TA, I tried to help him put him in the car. But other than everything else, I don't know what's going on. I was blind to that fact.
She committed the crime of second-degree murder, even though she was not in the home at the time of the shooting. She would be sentenced to 24 years in jail. Lyntonio was sentenced to 25 years in prison with 10 years to be served for day under Florida's 1020 life statute. Cleveland was sentenced to 50 years in prison with 10 years to be served. But that'll be about it for this video. Make sure you like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what y'all want to see next. And as always, stay blessed and stay well. Yeah, I'm out.